The New York Times is calling it the CPAC of the center. WelcomeFest, a meeting of centrist Democratic Party members trying to work out the future of their party's messaging. 6 months, of course, after their devastating November election losses. The gathering, which took place in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday, is leaving the party's more left-wing factions out.
According to Liam Kerr, a co-founder of WelcomePAC, organizer of the event, the centre has been energised to take on the party's left. According to the New York Times, rather than discussing policy or messaging plans, much of the day was focused on dismissing the party's left wing, saying that they didn't have any strategy to win elections. Just moments after, New York Congressman Richie Torres fired some shots at these groups. This happened.
Hundreds of thousands of people dead, innocent women, men, children.
Oh, enough already.
50,000 kids.
Freedom is a beautiful thing.
Online reactions also quickly surfaced, some users on X writing, "The juxtaposition of calling it WelcomeFest and your pitch being F everybody else, LOL. Wipe WelcomeFest off the face of the earth. They will make sure that the Democrats never win another election in our lifetime. #LoserFest.
WelcomePAC's Lauren Harper Pope, a former advisor to Congressman Beto O'Rourke, responded with force, saying, quote, "If the left feels threatened by what we're doing, then I say, you're still welcome in our coalition." Oh, lovely.
Maybe empty words there.
Maybe so. They don't seem all that welcome. I also don't necessarily think Beto O'Rourke would be the greatest advert for election-winning strategies himself. But
Fair enough.
That's a whole other thing. I do have a bit of derision about this WelcomeFest idea. Not that there aren't genuine arguments to be had about where the Democrats position themselves, but where I have the objection to this kind of thing is that, to me, it falls into a sort of classic Washington trap, which is assuming that the more moderate or centrist position is always right. It's a kind of fetishizing of centrism. And I don't think that's true at all. I think the best ideas are the ones that should win out, regardless of their ideological complexion. And sometimes, on a certain issue, I might personally favour views that are harder to the left, and sometimes I might not. But this idea that centrism is a goal to be aimed for, I find that fairly risible.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, just Trump is emblematic of this, right? He's fairly left-wing on economics and also has very right-wing positions on things like immigration and social issues outside of abortion. So it's very clear that a cobbling together of the most popular positions on the right and the left is much more election winning than trying to just always be the moderate or the centrist. And this really reminds me of that no labels effort that sprung up over the past 10 years or so in reaction to Trump. In the last election, they tried to recruit Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema to run for president against Joe Biden and Donald Trump, and that really got them nowhere. They've raised millions of dollars, but the coalition basically fell apart as soon as Trump won the nomination.
100%, and that just seemed to me I was extremely skeptical of that whole effort. Talking of Manchin, somebody at WelcomeFest, I think it was one of the organisers the New York Times mentioned, was walking around in a West Virginia University football jersey from Manchin's day, this quarterback, with Manchin's name and number on the back. And the idea that there is this huge legion of people willing to rally to the Joe Manchin standard seems highly implausible to me. I come back to the point that you made, Amber, which is about how, different issues call for different policies, and you can make whatever argument you like, but this, a lot of these more centrist people would argue that the left is ideologically captured or whatever, and is just sheepishly following a whole laundry list of proposals. But these guys have their own laundry list of proposals. They're just different proposals and more quote-unquote moderate ones. And so if you and I have had the conversation before about the difference between economic kind of populism, minimum wage, whatever, and the kind of identitarian politics, particularly on the trans issue, that I would absolutely acknowledge has caused Democrats real problems electorally.
Yeah, I mean, it's all really down to what you define as centrism. Is centrism just establishmentarianism?
Right.
Is it neoliberalism, which typically seems to be the case, right? Is that they're supportive of nation building, they love going to war, American influence around the globe, and then at home they're sort of business as usual on the economy.
Right.
There's nothing that I think really speaks to voters in a really compelling way anymore, and that's why the old Republican and Democratic establishments have really been blown up by the party's bases of 20% respectively on each side that are very passionate about issues that cut against that typical thinking.
And are more, I think, aligned with where voters actually are in each party.
Right. All right, that's actually going to do it for us on Rising Live. Look out for more exclusive YouTube content coming your way today. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Hill's YouTube channel so you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go, we are now available anywhere you listen to podcasts.